Hello everybody, Realm Builder Guy here, and welcome back to the channel and something entirely new and something I'm very excited about. This is Distant Worlds 2 from Slitherine Games. They were kind enough to send me a preview beta build. It'll only be available until February 15th. I'm recording this on February 1st, so 2 more weeks and then it'll be gone. And then hopefully I will get the full game just ahead of full release, which is scheduled, I believe, for March 10th. You know, I'll still be in Europe at that time, but then when I come back, I do plan on doing a proper full Let's Play series in Distant Worlds 2 and some tutorials on how to play the game, because I have to admit, I have spent 3 hours playing this game just to kind of get a feel for it, even though it's still new and I'm still learning it. And what I'm seeing so far is really good. I'm really enjoying the game so far. Now, of course, this is a preview beta build, so there are still bugs in it. There are still things that aren't 100%. They're still working on a ton of things, and there currently are only 2 playable factions, or at least recommended factions to play. And that's what we're going to do today. So it's going to be a mini-series where I'm going to walk you through what the game is about, how, you know, it starts, a little bit of the interface, some of the mechanics. Then we're going to play for a little bit and show you some unique things. And again, I am learning it. I've only played 3 hours. This is far away from expert, and there is no manual yet, so you know, it's kind of a little bit learning by doing. There's some information embedded in the game, and I will get to that in a minute. So first off, here you can see your basic menu options to begin with. You have a number of settings that you could pick from. Screen edge panning is one that I always turn off because I just don't like that. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward, your display and everything, so nothing to worry about there. We're going to start a new game. And as you can see, there's a lot to choose from. A lot of different galaxy shapes you can pick from, how many stars, the density of the nebula, and then the galaxy size. Now, given that this is the preview beta version, we're just going to stick with the standard options in everything and not go too crazy. Once we've got full release and, you know, it's all stable and all that good stuff, well, then we're going to have a little bit of fun and build things out. One of the reasons why I was very interested in this game is also because I really enjoy Stellaris, but I was curious to see what comes out as far as a 4X strategy game competitor to Stellaris. Now, this is Distant Worlds 2. There was, of course, Distant Worlds 1, which a lot of people liked, and this supposedly is a vast improvement over that game. I did not play the original Distant World, so I can't comment on that. I know there's another 4X, or at least space opera strategy game coming as well from another publisher, and hopefully we get to cover that as well in future. So here are the galaxy settings. We're just, again, you've got a pre-warp. This is your galaxy expansion. You can also go all the way to the end. Your empires are well established, but we're going to go with pre-warp, so it's right at the beginning. All empires are, at that point, just set up as a single planet colony, so to speak. It's listed as a colony, but your home planet. The aggression, you can set that to restless or normal. We'll go with restless. Difficulty, normal for now. Research speed, normal. Allow tech trading off or on. I'm going to leave it on right now because it's just default. I'm not a huge fan of tech trading, but if you want to do it, that's fine. Research visibility. Only projects immediately visible. Only next projects visible, sorry. All projects visible. I like this option right here because I can only see what's next in the research tree and not beyond that. And so the reason why that's important is because what we have below here, random research paths. So that means each time you load up the game and start playing, the research paths are dynamic and change. And so it's not just one set path for you to follow. And that's where this comes in. So you can't metagame it too much. If you're going to play with fixed research paths, so it's always the same one, you may as well then have all projects visible because it never changes. I find this, for my style, since I don't min-max, I don't metagame as much as possible, or cheese, or exploit, or whatever you want to call it. I like to roleplay, I like to be dynamic in my playthroughs and have variability all the time. I love this, that you can only see the next project that's visible, and that it's random every single time we load up the game. Now, threats. Pirates. Few, normal, many, very many. Now, I have played 3 hours, and pirates are a massive, massive nuisance. They are nonstop. They keep hammering you. We're going to leave it at normal right now. I feel like right now it's probably a little bit too much, so we could go to few. But we're going to leave it at normal just so you could see it. Pirate strength, you can adjust that pirate proximity, average, pirate respawn, stay dead. So when you kill a pirate faction, they are gone. Space creatures, you have a variety here. How many space creatures are present in the galaxy? Many space creatures are dangerous and can pose threats to your ships and bases. However, they may also provide resources that you can use. So we're going to leave that at normal. Colonization. So colony prevalence, leave it at normal. Independent colonies, so independent alien populations are distributed throughout the galaxy at the start of the game. This setting determines how many of these populations exist in the galaxy and how large each of them are. So we're going to leave that. Colony influence range and colony range limit. You can play around with us. Again, we are just leaving it as is. Now, we have different races here in the beginning of the game. For the preview build, they recommend either the Actarian or the Mortalan. You also have Boscaran here. It's a ferocious insectoid race. Then the Hakonish, bipedal reptilian race. Humans, of course. The Tekan, a small furry rodent-like race with 3 eyes. I could see myself playing them at some point. And the Xenox, an ancient feline race with thick golden fur. The Actarians are highly industrious semi-aquatic marine mammals. And the Mortalans are a fierce half-mammal, half-reptile race. We're going to go with the Mortalans just because I want to. You can see all of them have a personality right away. So aggression, they're very aggressive. Caution, neutral, so they're not overly cautious, which makes sense since they're also very aggressive. Dependability, they're very dependable. Reproduction rate is moderate. Migration tendency is neutral. Assimilation rate minus 50%, so they resist assimilating. If we look at humans, they are adaptable. Actarians are adaptable. A lot of these other ones, not so much. These guys are very compliant, so the Tekan, Mortalan, very resistant to that. Colonization modifiers, so continental, minus 10%, sandy desert, plus 10%, forest, minus 5%, rocky desert, plus 35%, desert savanna, plus 25%. So that means these are the modifiers, depending on the planet type that you find, whether or not it's inhabitable for them. So they get a bonus for sandy deserts, rocky deserts, and desert savanna. Forest and continental get a debuff. Colonization minimum quality, so minimum of 40%, 45% desert savanna, rocky desert, sandy desert. Bonuses, so here are all the bonuses. So war awareness reduction, plus 40%. Construction research is plus 5%. Weapon research, plus 20%. Armor research, 20%. So you can already see here, it's a militaristic society species. Mining rate, plus 10%. We'll talk about mining, ship maneuvering, plus 20%. Ground attack strength, very important. Ground attack is a thing, and I like how it's shown. And I'll show you those counters in a minute. Troop recovery rate, plus 50%. Diplomacy, minus 50%. They're not very diplomatic. They're a warlike creature. Damage control, plus 10%. Ship maintenance savings, plus 10%. And if you see feelings towards other races, they don't really like anybody. You can see this entire descriptor here. I'm not going to go through that because it may still change. Again, preview build. And I went outside. See here how it buzzes? Interesting. Preferred governments are military dictatorship and feudalism. Allowed governments, republic, mercantile guild, democracy, feudalism, monarchy, military dictatorship. And default infantry, the Conqueror Force, is an infantry, 5,000, maintenance 200, defense, and attack 140. Armor evasion, planetary defense evasion, titan evasion 25%. So I'm going to go with a feudalist society. I don't want to do military dictatorship, and I feel like the other allowed governments, I I mean, monarchy could work too, but we're going to go with a feudalist society. So now we can pick our empire. We are just going to call it the Realm. Empire flags, you've got a ton to choose from here. Let's just go with the default, and we are going to go with feudalism. So feudalisms are governments that rely on a set of reciprocal legal and military obligations among the warrior nobility. In its most basic essence, feudalism is the granting of land and rights in return for military service. Under feudalistic governments, a noble class effectively forms a ruling council. They grant rights and freedoms to the common people in exchange for military support from them. Feudalistic societies give heavy emphasis to hierarchy and rank. Their social structures are typically very static. Everyone has their predefined place in society. They submit to their local chief. So population growth gets a dampener from that. War wariness reduction gets a huge buff. Diplomacy gets a further negative modifier, which they already have a massive debuff, or a 10% debuff. All research goes down by 5%, except weapons research, troop research goes up. Colony happiness drops, feudalist society. But again, this does fall very strongly in the military side. Mining rate goes down. Tourism is a thing. Starting situation, home system normal, expansion, tech level, starting location random. Other empires, auto-generate empires, and you can set how many. We'll just leave that as is. Victory conditions. Select the combination of territory, population, economy, or race-specific victory conditions at the left, then select the percentage of victory threshold. So there are victory points available. Race victory conditions on the threshold. Start date in years. Do on, off. I don't care. Time limit, off. General story events are on. Race-specific story events are on. And colony events. And now we will start the game. So I'm very excited for this game. When Slitherine, who's an awesome company to work with, I'm not getting paid for this. They just said, hey, you want to check this game out? I said, sure. I love Stellaris. I haven't featured Stellaris here on the game, on the channel, simply because the competition is so high. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. But this one, it does. So the Realm. Our faction is known as the Realm. Our government is feudalism. We are the Mortalen, who are typically very aggressive and very dependable. Mortalen have natural skills in war wariness reduction, construction research, weapons research, armor research, mining rate, ship maneuvering, ground attack strength, troop recovery rate, damage control, and ship maintenance savings. Our leader is Bakra Zukzaban, skilled in population growth, diplomacy, and trade income. Our home colony is Kilanun 4, a rocky desert planet in the Kilanun system. Nearby is the rocky metallic moon Broak. Our faction has primitive technology. We are just beginning to take the first steps into space. Explore, expand, and conquer. Let's get started. I'm going to zoom in here. And there we are. I mean, graphically, it looks pretty good. Glory awaits. So here we can see the ancient Mortalen troop ship ruins have made a curious discovery. We are the slayers of the Mortok, the bravest of the brave. The traditions of our ancestors came here in the age before lived strong within us. We know that they were the greatest of warriors who stood against all and were never vanquished, even by the great ancient horror that consumed the stars. We have kept the old ways and the ancient pact to rebuild and regain the greatness of the champions of old. The ancient tales, where are we here? The ancient tales speak of powerful enemies, battles greater than any we have seen, and incredible dangers. The honor and glory that awaits us is beyond reckoning. We will use the star drive our ancestors left for us and send forth the brave, the Mortalen, to reclaim the stars. We have found technology that has advanced our understanding of the early warp field experiments. We have found technology that has advanced our understanding of research labs. These ruins provide the following colony bonuses: plus 5% colony development, plus 10% scenery, plus 6% troop research. Hit dismiss and pause. So, a little bit on the user interface here. So first of all, we can see here is our home planet. Everything marked in red out here, those are our ships. You can see we've got a construction ship under construction and a traveler under construction. So let's go to the top first in the right here. You can see this. We can dismiss, or you can right click. You've got game menu with a ton of settings. You can also edit the game eventually. Tours. This is like an in-game tutorial to kind of explain the game. The Galactopedia. Click on this and it gives you really all the information. You can spend a ton of time going through this. You've got your game concepts, game screens, star and planet types, resources. So it really goes through all the different resources in the game. Star and planet types describes really everything that's out there. Space creatures. These are the different space creatures currently in the game. Then all the different alien races are explained. The types of governments are explained. The components. So this is what you're researching, the stuff you equip your society and your ships with. So pretty cool. Planetary facilities. So these are the different facilities you could put on your planet. And then different hints as well. What else? Game screens. So this explains the different game screens. And then here you have all the different concepts in the game. So you do have kind of a manual that you can go through. You can also speed up your game or slow it down. We're going to leave it just as is right now. And then here is your message log. Up top here, you can see, you could go here to research projects. You can queue your research. But we're going to talk about research at some other point. You've got your colonies. We've got one colony with a population of 200 million. And this is your cash right now, your income, 24,558 credits, a cash flow in the negative of 1,347. Down in the bottom right here, you've got different menus. You can zoom to different levels. So this is your galaxy view, a region view, the system view, and then your location view. You can also set nebula boundaries. You can show tourism flow, migration flow, and resource flow. So resource flow here, you can click on a research and it'll show you where it's coming from. At this point, we have no trade. There's no point in that. Same with migration and tourism. It's just pointless at this point. Ship travel vectors, fine. Location badges detailed. Exploration is on. Diplomacy relations shows basically your diplomatic relations. And then you can just get rid of the UI. So overall, that's pretty good. Then here you've got your planet and you've got your different ships available. You've got an exploration ship out already, a mining ship, and a construction ship. They are all in the process of being built. Kilanun 4, you can see a rocky desert planet and its moon, Broak. So now we will go to the realm. You get to all of these by either hovering over them or left clicking and then like sliding your mouse cursor down and it'll expand everything. Here you get an overview of your economy. So where is money coming from? What's happening? Here you can adjust your funding levels. Right now we don't have anything to really mess around with because I haven't hit play yet and I probably won't hit play in this episode. Then you have your maintenance, your overall maintenance cost, the type of government, your leader. So this is leader Bakra Zukziban. You could see, click on him, it shows the location. And we could see the location down there. We'll go into that in a minute. Ruling from Kilanun 4, population growth plus 4%, which is good because remember we had a debuff to population growth. Diplomacy plus 5 and trade income plus 5%. His traits, he is tolerant. For a warring species, kind of interesting. You can change the location if you have locations to change to, and you can transfer him or her there. And then policy settings. This is huge. So there are all these different policies to choose from. So advisor automation, and you can automate. You can put everything on automate, or you can leave it as here, colonization, and you will get suggestions from advisors, but you make the decision. I keep that on right now because honestly, I don't know the game well enough to just put everything on manual. Colony population policy. Here, I'm just leaving it automated right now. Colony facilities, same thing. I like the suggest because it pops up, gives you a notification so you don't forget, and you can go yes or no. I like that. Tax rates, we're going to leave it. Stock levels, funding levels, we're going to leave all of these economic factors just on auto for right now. Ship construction, base construction, repair abandoned ships, you'll get a suggestion. Research, crash research. Crash research, I'll explain when we get to research. Here, these I will keep at manual. Character locations, you can automate them or they will be manual. Ship and base design, I will leave that as automated for now. Character locations, we'll leave that as automated. Intelligence missions, so this is manual. It'll be up to you to decide if you send a spy out against another realm. Here, all your different diplomatic actions come with suggestions. Troop recruitment, automatic. Fleet formation, automatic. Fleet postures, automatic. Fleet ship management, automatic. So yeah, we're just going to leave all of that on auto for the beginning here. I did mess around a little bit with doing a lot of things manual, and I learned what not to do at times. Here, explanation send survey team when hidden items present or colonizable or populated. Hidden items present. So basically, when those things come up. Investigate ruins when prompted. Investigate abandoned ships when prompted. Colonization. Minimum suitability 30%. Independent colonization. Minimum success 80%. I'm going to bump this up to 40%. Because we do want our colonies to have success. Tax rates, we're going to leave that as is. The facility building, we'll get suggestions for that, which is great, especially as you're learning the game. The computer does a really good job. The AI does a great job in suggesting what to build, and you can yay or nay it. In the beginning, you're just going to basically say yes to almost everything. Construction, ship construction, base construction, and repair and abandoned ship. I suggest leaving that as is. Diplomacy, same. Military, you plan out your capture conditions for ships. I mean, you can go down in so many details here as to what you want to do. We're just leaving it as is. I'm not doing auto this and auto that. I want it to be decided situationally. Troop recruitment, we'll leave that at auto. Fleet formations, we'll leave that. Research, we're obviously going to do that manually, as well as intelligence missions. Next up, we have diplomacy. So here you can see all of your diplomatic relations, your pirate relations. Pirates are huge. Independent colonies, your ambassadors, your spies, and your prisoners. You will get spies and ambassadors throughout the game. Then this is a list of all your characters. So if you just want a general overview, here you have your colonies. So right now we only have Kilanoon 4. We click on that, and you can see all the information you want on Kilanoon 4. The population, what they're doing, troops and characters, and here you can recruit. So Conqueror Force, and you can see it's kind of like a NATO counter for infantry. So you could recruit that right away. Planetary facilities, we can't build anything yet. Construction, we're already working on a few, but we can also construct a small spaceport, an exploration ship, a construction ship, and an escort. Escorts are military ships. And here we've got a prospector, a traveler, and a construction ship. So that's what you could do right now as far as your planet. And you can see the resources on here. We've got stakes, we've got Danthafer, we've got Necrostone, and Osalia. The facilities, the troops, and what's currently being built. And overall, the colony is very, very happy. Then we can go to exploration. And here we've got no guides, no missions for the conspicuous guide as an exploration ship. And here you can go manual control, auto explore, auto scout systems, auto spy on enemies, or fully automate. We're just going to go to auto explore, and it will go out and explore all around. So they can explore asteroids where you can find resources, and of course, I would hope initially they'll go and explore the rocky metallic moon, Broak. Now, you can also manually do this, and I did that manually, especially in the beginning if I maybe only have 2 or 3 exploration ships. After a while, honestly, once you start growing, even before you start massively growing as an empire, this is something you quickly forget. So we're going to leave it on auto explore for now. Known ruins, abandoned ships, and special locations. So you can just left click and that down here is done. Resources, these show all the different resources, your mining locations, new mining locations, mining ships we're building, and fuel tankers. A lot of this is automated. They will automatically go mine and transport mined goods. So do the transport ships, and mining stations get built, and you get suggestions for that. Then this is where you can build things. New construction yard locations, constructing ships. And you can, if I click on this, this is a new construction ship. And eventually we will want to build a spaceport as well. And then here you have your research. We have no research projects yet. Now, the research tree I will go into separately. It's a rather large topic to talk about. So research stations, new research locations, your bonuses, and then the scientists you have. We currently have none. And then we have our military. We have no ships, no fleets, no troops, no generals, no bases. I mean, really nothing there. And then here is your civilian ships. You can look here. The Blind Luxury is a cargo ship, or it has no cargo at this time. Civilian, you've got your freighters, passenger ships, resort bases. And yeah, you have a civilian economy that runs and thrives on its own without you really needing to do anything. It's really well automated. If we go down graphically, you can use your WASD keys, which I enjoy. Let's take a look at this ship. You can see right now it's under construction. This is one of our explorer ships. You can see that by the EX1. And you can rename everything as well. I mean, you can just go in here and rename that to whatever you want. The Conspicuous Guide, I hate that name. I'd probably go and change it. You can see here, it's a ship that's going back and forth from our planet out here to construct it. Once it's constructed, you can go in really close here. You can see that it's still being built. It is not yet done. But it looks pretty cool. And if you hold your mouse wheel down and shift and kind of rotate your mouse, you can rotate around it and take a closer look. It looks really cool. The graphics overall, and the mouse wheel also zooms in and out, are pretty good. I mean, you look at your planet, you zoom in too far, and you'll get to the other side. So I'm still getting used to some of the navigation. But we can see here, we've got our construction ship. This is meant to construct things. So it's very much still under construction. And then if we go to the other side of our planet, we press the mouse wheel down and rotate. And you can see there's another ship right there. And that is an ore prospector under construction, Blind Luxury. So there, that's what you have to start with. The other thing I want to show you, if we go out to the system view, again, WASD will do it. You can also scroll in and out with your mouse wheel. You can see all the different planets within our system. The question mark shows that it is unexplored. So these are all the places you could send your exploration ships manually, or they will automatically do it within your system. Right now, we are just going to zoom back to our location. But you can just keep scrolling in with your mouse wheel, and that gets you there as well. It'll probably just explore first the asteroid fields as well as Broak. I may change that to manual just to show you guys how that works and what you need to do. So we will do that next time once the ship is actually done. Let me, before I forget, go to exploration, and we will change this to manual control. It is still being built, so it can't do anything right now. Anyway, Once it's done built, you'll get a notification that it's ready to roll, and then I will show you how to start with exploring and research and all that good stuff next time. If you enjoyed this, please don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new so you don't miss out on anything here on the channel, Distant Worlds 2 or other strategy games, RPGs, you name it. And let me know your thoughts on Distant Worlds 2. Are you excited for a possible competitor to Stellaris? I know a huge percentage of you are big Stellaris fans, so I'd really like to know your thoughts on this game as we progress through it. Until next time, I am Realm Builder Guy, and I will talk to you soon.